Sylveon is probably the best card from Eevee Grove. Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at a Sylveon EX deck that I brewed up. It's a little bit interesting, a little bit different than what you're probably seeing on the ladder, but before we get into the deck, let's look at Sylveon EX. So, it's an EX card with the ability Happy Ribbon, which allows you to draw 2 cards when you evolve from Eevee. So this is really great. It's essentially a draw engine that you can slap into pretty much any deck. You can see it in a lot of different decks using this ability to just churn through your deck so quickly because it's not once per turn. You can use it on multiple Eevees, so you can play 2 Sylveons back to back, draw 4 cards on top of a research, drawing 6 cards. It's just wild. You can burn through your deck so quickly. And it does have the attack Fairy Wind, hitting for 70 for 2 energies. It's not amazing, so you definitely do need a lot of partners with Sylveon in order to have a high damage ceiling. And so let's take a look at the deck more closely, and I'll show you how I'm running it. So I am running it with the Gardevoir. We haven't seen Gardevoir in the meta in quite some time, ever since I think like Mewtwo, which is crazy because it has a really great ability. The only problem is it's a stage 2, right? So it's harder to get online. But with the addition of Rare Candy, that's not too difficult. It's not out of the realm for us to get a Gardevoir set up pretty early in the game. And then if you add Sylveon into the mix, you're drawing through your deck so quickly, you can pretty much see Gardevoir by like turn 2 realistically. It doesn't always happen. Obviously, there's a lot of variance in Pocket, but if you can get a Gardevoir out pretty early, especially if you're going first, you can actually attack with Sylveon on your second turn going first. You can take a really sneaky knockout with Sylveon and the Guardy combo, which I like the idea of that happening. It doesn't happen all the time, like I said, but it can be a really sneaky combo that you can pull off pretty consistently with the Sylveon draw engine. Now we're also playing Giratina, obviously, with this Broken Space Bellow ability. If you can't pull off your turn 1 attack with Fairy Wind, you can just play Broken Space Bellow to get some energy into play. And then this is really great because the Gardevoir can actually set up Giratina a turn quicker than normal. You just need to use Gardevoir's ability and then attach to Giratina, and then you could probably start swinging a turn or 2 earlier than expected and throw your opponent off tempo, which is really nice. That's pretty much it for the list. I do want to mention I like adding red card into Sylveon decks. I've been doing a lot of testing with Sylveon, but what I've noticed is that with Sylveon EX, you definitely want to add a red card. Red card is really great just because you're drawing through your deck so quickly, and then if you can just do a turn 2, turn 1 red card on your opponent, they may not be able to respond to the amount of aggression that you're putting out or so early in the game. So I really like red card, definitely my top pick in this deck for sure. But that's pretty much it. Let's hop onto the ladder and I'll show you how this deck plays. It's a grass deck. We got double Eevee, so we're seeing a lot of cards next turn. And it looks like we're going up against Superior, maybe Superior Celebi. Let's see. Go research. Okay, this will get us Ralts. So we have a shot at potentially getting Rare Candy Gardevoir. Excuse me. Next turn. Just depends on if Sylveon can get us some decent cards here. Alright, they use Pokeball. We'll see what kind of deck this is. It could be Leafeon. It is. It's Leafeon Superior. It's an interesting combo. Alright. Another Ralts. Let's evolve the active. I don't want it to go down just yet. So we'll go Happy Ribbon. Let's see. A red card is not bad. I can go attach to the active. Red card, thin their hand. And then we'll just Bellow. We didn't get the Guardy, which is kind of unfortunate. I would have liked to have gotten the Guardy, but the red card is fine too, because then that potentially can stop them from evolving to Superior, which means I could knock out the Snivy this next turn. Alright, they are playing the Celebi, so it's Celebi Leafeon Superior. If I was them, I'd probably start attaching to Celebi. And they get the rare candy superior. They have the broken hand. What did they have? They got all that off of Pokeball. Interesting. They're gonna beam me here. Okay. They beam for 70. Even with the bag that will KO, but if this Calms can get me Guardy, then I can attack with Tina next turn. And it does. Or not next turn, now. I can attack with it now. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll retreat. Go into Tina. And they concede. Okay, so they had a great start. We also had a pretty great start. Okay, so that's the power of this deck, is that if you can get Guardy, you can sort of beat your opponent in the curve and get Giratina online just a turn earlier than it typically would, and that could make the difference, as you saw there. The Tina start, it's not bad. If we can get Guardy, then we can actually get Tina online pretty quickly. Alright, Zero Aura. Alright, double Candy, but no Guardy. We have Ralt, so there's a chance that we could make this work. And just Broken Space Bellow. No draw, though. So we don't have any of our engines set up. We don't have Research, we don't have Sylveons, Eevees. So that's kind of concerning. But we could potentially still get there if we top deck a Guardy. Okay, Helmet is no Cord, so I'd like to see that. And it's Oricorio, so we're gonna have to use Gardevoir in this matchup. I don't necessarily love that, but it looks like they're playing Jolteon. Okay, well there's that. Yeah, and it looks like it's just gonna be a pass. Alright. So we'll get hit for 50 against the Zero Aura, but we will knock out the Zero Aura. So it looks like this Oricorio is coming online. Okay. Okay, finally we have a Research, so let's see some more cards. Red card, Guardy. Alright, so I can do this. Still no Eevee, which is not great, but it's not the end of the world. At this point, we're just really attacking with these two guys. I KO, they hit me for 50. Yeah. I can maybe save this cape. Have they used Research yet? They used one, so let's red card them now. I'll just go Chaotic Impact, hit for 130. Oh, I forgot about the Helmet. Okay, the Helmet doesn't get them the KO, though. Ooh, they could play Red or Giovanni, though. I didn't think about that. I should have put the cape on the active. What are the chances my red card gave them the things they need for the knockout? And it did. Okay, if they had red in the last hand, I still could have survived. Dang it. I should have put the cape. Bah. I forgot about Rocky Helmet. I always forget about Rocky Helmet. It's like I don't see it. Alright, we get second Ralts. The good thing about Gardevoir is it can power itself up too, so we can get this knockout. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the cape on this guy. This is gonna be what we want to attack with. We're not getting the knockout on the Oricorio, which is annoying, but we can make it work. Guzma, okay. Jolteon, I think, does 60, so frustratingly enough, it does. I think it does get the knockout on our Guardy. Okay. Research. We finally got Eevee. Yeah, if they just have Jolteon in hand, then I think they win. We can deal with that if we need to. But yeah, this Jolteon will wreck us if they have it. If they don't, then we just win with Sylveon. Or we just win with Cardi, actually. Mars, okay. This still gives us Sylveon. Is it just a collect angle? It's just a collect. Dang. Alright, well, Guardy here will still just take the knockout. That was really close. If they had the Jolteon, then that would have been enough to KO us. But I think I have to double check. I'm pretty sure Jolteon does 60. I might be wrong about that, but yeah, we were breaking pretty hard there. We didn't get any of our Sylveon lines. We got research pretty late too, so we definitely clutched that out. Okay, Silvally Sylveon, maybe? Not sure what the Psychic's for. It is. Okay. Okay. I definitely want a Pokeball here first. Did they use... No, they didn't use a Pokeball. Let's go research. Okay, Tina's good. I don't want to red card them. So I'm just gonna do this. Because they only just used one Professor, as they can't attack next turn, so we should be fine. I'll red card them maybe next turn. Okay. Especially if they save that. Okay. So yeah, red card this next turn is going to be pretty good. Okay. Doesn't get as much. We'll just go red card here. Attach energy here and then bellow here. That way, if I do get a Sylveon, I could potentially attack with Sylveon, but I don't think I'm going to attack with Sylveon this game. And maybe I should just attach to the active so that I have retreat. I'm kind of expecting them to knock me out here, though. Okay, they have a Tina of their own. Alright, well that red card gave them everything, apparently. It gave them Sylveon and Research. Well, the Sylveon probably got them Research, but still. Okay, so they're splitting up their energies. We have Guardy, I kind of want to comms that away for Sylveon, potentially. Just because our hand is bricking a little bit. Okay. Rare Candy, research. Okay, we could potentially attack with Tina this turn. No Tina attack. Do I want them to get a point here? No, right? So I might just attach and retreat into the Sylveon. And then we'll go Bellow here. That way next turn they don't knock out the Ralts, take a free point. Sylveon can tank a hit. I can come up with Tina, knock out the Silvally. They won't have the ability to ramp up energy on their Giratina. And then I can maybe take out one of the other two guys. I don't know. It's going to be difficult to get my last two prizes. Okay. Alright, we have Center Lady. That's good. Let's go ahead and retreat. Go Chaotic Impact. This Giratina has to pretty much carry for the rest of the game. Now, if they send out the Sylveon to tank a hit, I can chase it with Cyrus. Let's see if that's the case. It's interesting that they didn't come up with type Null. It seems like they don't have the Silvally attack this turn. Okay, they have Dawn to attack with Sylveon. Okay. I don't mind this too much, because then if I can just stay out of range of Silvally next turn, then we should be fine. Because we're at 80. Yeah, Center Lady gets us out of range. Rare Candy too. And I can also give up this Tina as well. And then just KO this with Sylveon. Actually, no, I don't stay out of range, but I think this is still fine. I can go Center Lady, force them to have to use the Silvally to KO next turn. And then my Sylveon can just Gust Up, KO their Sylveon. So yeah, we should be fine. For some reason I thought that they had a point already, but because I made that play of not giving them the point to the Ralts, we can afford to lose the Tina so that Sylveon can clean the game. Okay. Yep. Unless there's any hand rip, which, knock on wood, we should be fine. Okay, Center Lady, still not enough unless they have like Potion or Cape and all that good stuff, but I think we should be fine. Yeah, we're fine. Alright. Yeah, I think we played that optimally. Not giving up that point was a good idea. And then, yeah, even if they had Cyrus to KO the Sylveon, we would have a fresh Tina to work with as well. And then, yeah, no need to do anything else. We'll just go ahead and Cyrus. And then we'll KO for the win. Don't know how impactful the Gardevoir is in the deck. It's hard to measure its impactfulness because it doesn't provide damage, but it does just Accelerate Energy into play, which is also really good. We don't have any crazy attackers in the deck, so yeah, it's a little difficult to say how much, if the Gardevoir line is even correct, but you know, we're trying it out. We're going to, what was that?